All righty. Well, spring weather here in Colorado can be pretty unpredictable, especially if you're trying to plan for a hike or a camping trip. Well, having the right gear is crucial for a fun outdoor adventure. Executive Director of Big City Mountaineers, David Taus, helped me pack my bag. Well, David with Big City Mountaineers is the one person who can tell us everything about the great outdoors. David, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, let's talk about this because Colorado has a pretty unusual spring, right? It tends to be really muddy. Sometimes we get the snow. And as we shift from winter to spring, what gear do we need to have?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one of the greatest things about going outside is you don't necessarily need specialized gear. Um, it's really a matter of a willingness to maybe get wet, maybe get a little dirty. And at base, you really just need something that's going to keep you warm and dry and nourished. So some of the gear that I take with me all the time, number one, is a water bottle. And stickers are optional. I personally love to have Baby Yoda with me on all my hikes. But it's
Yes.
important to stay hydrated. And it doesn't have to be a fancy water bottle. You can use an old recycled Gatorade bottle or anything like that. So that's
Yeah.
important. Number two is have a sturdy pair of shoes. Again, you don't need anything fancy. These are really old and beat up, but they're comfortable and they're not going to give me blisters. So, having a nice pair of shoes that you're willing to get a little muddy is totally fine.
Okay.
Um, Third is a warm layer. This is just an old fleece shirt that I have, and I wear it all the time when I go hiking. If you're able to get something that isn't made out of cotton, that's preferable because that'll keep you warmer if it gets wet. But really anything that's going to keep you warm is great. And finally, a small backpack to keep all your stuff so you don't have to carry it in your hands.
Of course. So I think all the things that you mentioned are certainly like the must-haves, beginning with the water. And I agree with you. Extra layer because you never know what Colorado is going to throw at you. Okay, as we head outdoors, like a lot of people may be new to this area, they're planning those camping trips. What are important things to remember before they head out and do some camping or hiking?
hmm Yeah, it's a good question. I think the number one thing is to check the weather to make sure that you're not going to be caught by surprise. And as we know, the weather changes pretty quickly here. So being sure to bring layers with you. Trail mix, you get to be sure that you have extra food if you get hungry, making sure you're bringing more water than you need. And I'd also really advocate for sunscreen, even if so those to me are the basics to prepare for. But like I said, this isn't super complicated. It doesn't have to require expensive gear. Nature should be accessible for everyone at whatever level they want to participate in. So
Yeah.
definitely feel free to use what you have at home and not go out and buy a bunch of stuff.
Of course, we actually made the mistake of buying a new tent, new everything, because we were going to go camping when we first moved to Colorado. It's still in the box. Like we we haven't gone. This is why we need programs like Big City Mountaineers, because I want to touch on what you guys do for kiddos and how they can learn so much about the outdoors through this organization.
Yeah, it's a great question. So, as you do more involved camping trips, meaning you're spending days at a time outside, you do need more gear, such as tents and sleeping bags and backpacks and things like that. And one of the things that we do is lower the barriers to access for youth who might not otherwise have the opportunity to get outside. We have a library of gear that we have donated from a lot of our brand partners, and we loan those out to students, and they use that to experience the outdoors in a really immersive way. Um,
Mhm.
Culminating in a week-long trip that's in the backcountry. So that's something that we really pride ourselves on, and the kids get a lot out of it. Um,
Yeah.
and that's really at the core of what we provide for the young people that we work with.
Great, great work. Well, David, always a pleasure to chat with you. And I'm going to let everyone know how they can learn more about this great organization. You can learn more and donate or even volunteer by heading online to bigcitymountaineers.com.